There are many reasons for planting trees, and you know many of them. This is an interesting one. The Sustainable Development Goals are now accepted by every country in the world. 197 nations agreed to do the Sustainable Development Goals in 2015 for the next 15 years. And this one is number 15. To sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, halt and reverse land degradation and halt biodiversity loss. And some of the key indicators are all about planting trees. So the marching orders are there and everybody's agreed to do it. It's just a question of how and why we don't do it more. So this is the problem. We are leaving the safe operating space. You see the blue area in the middle there? That's the area of the last 10,000 years of human civilization where we created cities and agriculture. Up until then, we were nomadic, and essentially there was more extremes of temperature, but we moved on to be able to adapt. We've now got fixed systems in place, and we are leaving that 1 degree safe operating space, very rapidly leaving it. So that is threatening our cities and agriculture. Now, for those who have a little uncertainty about this, you know, it's a question of take it or leave it. There's only 1 in 100,000 chance that it is not caused by us. Of course, you know about the urban heat island effect, that is on top of climate change. It's not caused by climate change, it's extra. Because any energy we use in the city, whether it's from what the Mayor said was due to power stations, but also due to every car we drive. Oil is doing it too, so that's the heat that's coming out and causing the urban heat island effect, and also reflecting off surfaces that are absorbing that heat. Townsville did an interesting experiment. They, over a 10 to 15 year period, made all of their rooftops white. It was a deliberate policy by the council. And it did reduce their average power bills by 10%. So that kind of science about the urban heat island effect, certainly true. And however, you could do the same thing with trees. That's the reality. It is enabling that canopy to take away some of that extra heat, and it is a health issue, as we are getting more and more deaths from that. So the transformation is what we are needing to do. So electricity is rapidly decarbonising, electric vehicles are growing, cities are demonstrating they all need mainstreaming. But trucks, buses, ships and planes are doing virtually nothing, industry's doing very little, and land globally is being cleared faster than it's being revegetated. Cities can become carbon neutral as part of this process, and Adelaide has been a leader in this. My city in Fremantle has been like this for 10 years now. How you reduce the fossil fuels, add renewables, and then essentially offsets, which are usually about tree planting. And those exercises can be done in partnership. UWA, University of Western Australia, has recently announced they will be carbon neutral. Any organisation can become carbon neutral. The local governments you work for should become carbon neutral. It's now mainstreaming. So it's not just about tree planting anymore. You can say you are now doing biophilic urbanism. It's a lot cooler, isn't it? Well, biophilic urbanism, biophilic cities, is about how we need a daily dose of nature. And this is Tim Beatley, who's written that book, Biophilic Cities, and he comes to Australia regularly. It is about landscaping buildings air conditioning the city and making beautiful public spaces. Final words. If we don't do this, what happens? Collapse is entirely possible. It's a good book if you want to read it and be scared. Megiddo had 26 different cities built on it. That's where the word Armageddon comes from. Ephesus was the last Western city to collapse. The second biggest city in the Roman Empire was abandoned in 1000 AD. Why? Because it was a port city that was now 13 kilometres inland. How did that happen? They cleared all the trees in their surrounding area, it silted up the river and destroyed the city. It does collapse. Babylon, the great city of the ancient world, collapsed in 140 BC when the river shifted. Despite the fact they had the hanging gardens and wonderful things, the shifted river happened because their war machines cut all the forests and the surrounding trees. It does happen. If we don't cut trees, if we don't plant trees, cities will collapse. Thank you.